I live in the countryside surrounded by farms. It's all very quiet. But come the month of May, it all starts to get quite busy with tractors going up and down the road. One farmer, though, doing organic farming, is not using a tractor. Instead, he uses his two horses and a plow. Before tractors, this is how everyone used to farm. Maybe they used oxen, and they would have used some device to keep the horses or oxen together, which looks like this. This is a yoke. In Sanskrit, this is called yuj, and is where the word yoga comes from. The word yoga first appeared in written record around 3,500 years ago. Philosophers and scholars believe that yoga was practiced way before this, before anything could be written down. Some of them also believe that yoga was practiced in many different places around the world, all ancient civilizations. They call this the Golden Age, where spirituality was the norm and spiritual practices as common as email and internet today. But this golden age slowly came to a decline, and people became less and less interested in spiritual practices. But in one place, at least, these practices still flourish. That place is India. And so we know India to be the preserver of these ancient practices and the mother of yoga. The word yoga appears in sacred scripture called the Vedas. Veda means knowledge. Here is what the Rig Veda says. Seers of the vast illumined seer, they yogically control their mind and their intelligence. In the Rig Veda, one of the 4 books of the Vedas, the word yoga was used to mean yoking or discipline, although no systemic practice was described. In the Artha Veda, the word yoga is used to mean harnessing of the breath and the mind. Derived from the Vedas, the Upanishads have a more defined description of yoga as a path taken to achieve liberation from suffering. The Upanishads point to 2 forms of yoga: Karma Yoga, the path of action; Jnana Yoga, path of knowledge or intense study of scripture. One of the earliest Upanishads is the Maitrayana Upanishad. It talks about yoga as the binding of the breath and the mind using the syllable Om, and joining or yoking of the Brahman, the universal soul, with the Atman, the individual soul inside all beings. This is where the word yoga also means union, meaning uniting the universal soul with the individual soul. The Maitrayana Upanishad offers a 6-fold path of pranayama, control of the breath; pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses; dhyana, meditation; dharana, concentration; tarka, contemplation; and samadhi, absorption. The Bhagavad Gita, written around 2,000 years ago, is part of a larger book, the epic Mahabharata. The Bhagavad Gita describes 3 forms of yoga: Karma Yoga, path of service; Jnana Yoga, path of wisdom; Bhakti Yoga, path of devotion. So far, none of these books describe yoga as we know it today, doing a series of postures in class. That doesn't appear until much later. Asana or posture was mentioned in the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, written around the same period. Asana was mentioned as one of the 8 limbs or parts of yoga, along with yama, ethics; niyama, observances; pranayama, control of the breath; pratyahara, withdrawal of the senses; dharana, concentration; dhyana, meditation; and samadhi, absorption. Patanjali does not describe any posture in particular, only the way that they should be done. Istira Sukham Asanam. Asanas should be done with comfort and ease. In the second line of the first chapter, Patanjali, the author of the Yoga Sutra, defines yoga this way. Yoga is the control of the thought waves in the mind. Yoga Chitta Vritti Nirodha.